Hey, how's it going, you corrupt camera ups? Just in case you guys didn't know, I do stream over on Twitch TV, twitch.tv/AzulGG. Link in the description below. Go check that out. I stream Monday to Fridays, starting at 12 p.m. Eastern. Just in case you didn't know, I do that. Today, we've kind of gone through most of the major decks in Standard, and I've been hitting a couple of them in Expanded. I'll be hitting some more in Expanded in the next week or so. But yeah, I mean, there's not endless new decks to play, so I thought I'd come at you guys with my updated Tangrowth list. I have made a couple changes since I did last show you guys this deck, and I have added a Hoopa, and I've gone up to 4 Jirachi, and then most of it is the same. I've cut the Mosa. I just wasn't using him very frequently or at all, and whenever I did need to kind of reach the bench to do extra damage, I did kind of use the Muse Psi Power. So yeah, I've cut the Mosa. I've added in a Hoopa over the Kartana. So I thought I'd just come at you guys with the updated Tangrowth list for today's video and play some games with that. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, we're up against some kind of Persian deck in this one. There's a Jirachi start from our opponent. Gonna go ahead, Netball, get TangleDude, got the 4-3 in here, got that Ditto. Decent amount of stuff. Don't have price 2 Lillie. Alright, it's gonna go ahead and take the Tangela, attached to it. Not gonna put the Shrine in play just yet. Cynthia for some fresh cards. Nothing super good. There's a Cynthia for next turn though. That will get us out of this kind of dreadful hand. Yeah, this hand just kind of stinks. There's nothing really going on in it at all. Hopefully we top deck something useful at the very least. There's a lot of top decks we could get here. We need like an Absol, some other stuff. There's a Meowth. Does he actually do 70? Oh, goodness. Spoil the Fun actually does 70 damage. So if he gets a way to remove his Jirachi, he can actually knock out our Jirachi with his Meowth, which is super annoying. But I guess we'd be able to follow up with Rosa to take the return knockout. So it wouldn't be the worst thing ever. Search yourself a Tangrowth and a Communication. Get rid of Mimikyu for an Absol. Another Grass Energy into the hand would do pretty much nothing, but at least we would take care of this Meowth. And there's a Recycle Energy. Alright, I'm super interested to see what the heck our opponent has going on here. The hard retreat, is it going to be just straight into Spoil the Fun? Looks like it. Spoil the Fun for the knockout. The goodbye Jirachi. Oh well. Alright, go Tangela. See what our top deck is. It is another Cynthia. Alright, Rosa. We need Tangrowth, a Calm, and we may as well take a Grass Energy, even though we're probably just not going to use it. Calm away the Mimikyu. Gonna grab ourselves a, what's it called? Like I was saying, an Absol, so we can actually knock this thing out. Because currently we're only hitting for 40 damage. We need to hit a little bit harder. We can do with the Absol, and there we go. Grass Knot, knock out the Meowth. We're off to an okay start here. Still no idea what our opponent's playing, but got a little bit more knowledge on what they're doing here. They got the Meowth. They play Jirachi Engine. They play Recycle Energy, and who knows what else. I'm sure if they're playing Meowth, that means they're playing Persian, which means there's a tag call, which means it's probably a red and blue engine. There's red and blue. So it's red and blue to get out the Persian GXs. And then they set those guys up in one turn. And they have the Recycle Energy that they can repeatedly use Persian to Persian, because there's a Judge Whistle. So very hard, very aggressive draw engine around getting those red and blues, it looks like. Yeah, they can repeat this Recycle. They can keep using the Recycle Energy while the red and blue gets the dark energies out of the deck for the Persian to attack, I guess is the point of the deck. There's the red and blue. Yeah, it seems interesting. They only hit us for 120, so they don't quite one-shot us, which is great for us, but we don't quite two-shot them either, I don't think. I don't think actually we even get close to two-shot. We hit them for like, I think he's got 1 retreat cost. No, he might have 2. I don't know. I forget. We're about to find out. What else was that? Omastar as well. So it's item lock, Persian, the deck. 120. They can 120 snipe. Yeah, they don't quite one-shot us. They do have 2 retreat costs, so we do hit for 70 damage. We do have some shrines we can get in here involved as well. If they put enough abilities in play, the Hoopa can get involved as well. Oh, it only takes 1 dark, actually. They play water, so they're playing something weird with the water as well. I almost want a Great Catcher to get the first hit on it. I think that would actually be ideal, but I don't really have a ton of cards I would want to get rid of. I think we're all set on energy, so I think I could dump an energy and the reset stamp and keep all the supporters just to make sure we have those to keep going with throughout the game. But I could just take the knockout on the Jirachi, which I think I am going to go for. I'm going to opt for that. Just take the knockout on the Jirachi. They'll come up eventually. We just need to get more attackers going, which shouldn't be too difficult. There's a Tangela. There's the Phione now, though. Now with that I have the Phione, I kind of want to force it into the active. Or even use the Great Catchers. That way I have less cards in my hand so I can use the Lillie better next turn. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. Just because I have the Lillie in hand as my draw supporter next turn, I think I do want to force it up here so I can actually draw some cards with Lillie next turn. Also, getting the first hit in is pretty good. And I guess, like, Great Catcher worked out better here than in the last hand. In the last hand, it was like, I don't really care that much. In this hand, it's like, well, I need to draw cards so I can continue to play the game. So let's thin out this hand and make sure we can Lillie for a bunch next turn. There's a Alolan non-GX Persian with the empty threat. It's an interesting one to be running. I don't know what he really does anymore in this this format, this meta. I'm sure our opponent has some reason to play it though. There's another Meowth, and yeah, their deck is pretty interesting. They got a what's it called back as well with the Cynthia and Caitlyn. There's an escape board. Something that's going to be super annoying for us to deal with is the escape board on the Alolan version. We're going to hit for that much less damage. We're only hitting for 40 damage now on the Persian, so Hoopa is going to be a really good attacker. If we can get into a slam, that would be good. Shrine is going to be a big deal if we can find Shrine. Yeah, Shrine's going to be a big deal. Hoop is going to be a big deal. A lot of things are going to be a big deal. We can go ahead and Toxic our opponent, actually, and that would probably be better than our current situation. So I'm going to go ahead and use the switch as I draw it here and go ahead and throw a Toxic at our opponent. It's going to do about as much damage, so there's no reason not to utilize it. Well, now I could evolve and make him hit for 40, make him last longer, because after drawing that, our current hand kind of stinks. We have no draw supporter, despite trying to draw the extra cards. Put an Absol down. Don't really need an Absol. Say that for a comb. Could have back-to-back comms or something. Yeah, now that I see our hand, I do want to go with the Grass Knot instead for 40, because we don't have a draw supporter. So I need to make these dudes last as long as possible. So we can give ourselves time to find a draw supporter. So yeah, I think I have to go with the Grass Knot there instead. The damage is about the same though, because if I Toxic him, going into his turn, back into my turn would be 40 damage. Hitting him with a Grass Knot is also 40 damage, so it's really not that big of a deal that I have to go with Grass Knot over the Toxic. It works out about the same. So yeah, it works out there. And we'll see what else they got. It looks like they're just going for the red and blue, though. I was going to say, we'll see what else they got in their deck. But yeah, it looks like it is just going to be red and blue for another Persian GX. All right, so we got to work through these two Persian GX and then find a way to maybe KO the Jirachi. This is why I kind of wanted to KO the Jirachi first, because then it means I would have just knocked that out, which means I don't have to try and knock it out later. There's the Claw Slash, 120. All right, back over to us. Gonna hit him with another Grass Knot. There's a Shrine. That's a very good draw. There's the Grass Knot for 40. The Shrine puts it up to 160. So even if they bump my Shrine on their next turn, we can still take the knockout with this guy's Grass Knot. We'll get our two prize cards. Hopefully find something to give us a little bit more life in this game. And we'll get back into it. Because right now, we're a little bit dead in the water. And we need just a little bit. We just need a little bit going on for us to kind of get us back in there. Attack call from our opponent. There's a Cynthia and Caitlyn. No Mallow and Lana. Definitely happy to see no Mallow and Lana there, because Mallow and Lana would be that would probably be the game ender for us. If our opponent is playing a evolution deck with fairly low retreat cost and Mallow and Lana, we would definitely be in trouble, I think. Yeah, we'd be in trouble. We wouldn't be in a great spot, that's for sure. We would need a little bit of help on that one. All right, we'll see what they got here. Taking their time. You know they have Cynthia and Caitlyn. I don't think they played a supporter for turn yet. Nope. I think Caitlyn probably going to be it. What are they thinking about? What are they doing? Anything? Something? Nothing? Anything? Well, all right. Lusamine instead. Going to get themselves, what, Cynthia and a red and blue? We'll see. They got something here? Nothing here? All right. Cynthia and a Cynthia and Caitlyn. Sure. Sounds fine to me. Where's the attack? It's going to be a hard retreat. That's fine with me as well. It really isn't that big of a deal. We'll kill it. We'll knock it out eventually. We actually hit this one a little bit harder, which is like not a bad thing as well. Oh, there's a knockout on our dude. We're going to set up this one. We do have the escape board and the switch, but we want to save those in case we top deck a Jirachi. That is not a Jirachi. All right, now, see, here's where we get into trouble. Here's where we're definitely in trouble. I'm going to throw down another Absol, and not going to reset stamp until next turn. There's a Grass Knot for 70. They're both racking up a lot of damage, but not quite enough yet to actually start taking knockouts. We're super close. We have a lot of good stuff in our deck, but I guess just not enough. There's an escape board. We're going to do that much less damage to this Persian now. Hoopa is definitely what we're looking for at this point to take this guy, to knock out this guy. Yeah, definitely want to find the Hoopa to take this knockout on this one. It's going to be close here. Recycle energy. Looks like they're going to run away. Or plan to have the option to run away, I guess. They do just want to back. Oh, they're just going to run away immediately. But that was their attachment for turn, so that's a little awkward now, because now they can't attack. Oh, no, they can attack. They have the Mallow and Lana, so the Mallow and Lana was prized the whole time. They're going to have to heal this super damaged one, go to the bench guy again, and then, yeah, be untrapped that way. I guess if we could Phione, no, we won't be able to Phione. We won't be able to choose for them to bring up Jirachi. I was going to Phione the Jirachi, but we can't choose for them to bring up Jirachi, unfortunately. All right, knocks out my Tangrowth. Top deck Rosa here would be really good. We could grab Hoopa, Grass Energy for it, and then a Cynthia for a follow-up supporter on the next turn. We'll see what we draw. Lillie is not bad as well. I'll take that. We're going to switch into this guy. I'm going to put an escape board on him. I'm going to bench a Heracross. I'm going to reset stamp. I am going to use the Lana's Fishing Rod and get a Tangrowth back because we don't have a ton of Tangrowth left in the deck. So I think he's most important to get back here so we actually can make sure we can attack leading up in these next couple turns. And then Lillie for 6, hoping for a way to get Hoopa plus a Grass Energy. I did find it. So calm away an Absol. Grab the Hoopa. Netball for the Grass. And we are back in this game. All right. That was a quick turnaround. For sure. I'm feeling pretty good about this one once again. We're doing okay. Evil Admonition. I don't even know if we're hitting for 70. It'll actually get knocked out coming back into our turn, which is pretty cool. The Persian will. So that's going to be good for us. I maybe didn't need it. I think I probably didn't need it. Oh, there's the Chaotic Swell. Of course, they got the Swell on the turn where it's most relevant. All right, once again, we're in trouble. It was looking fine, but then they have the... Right when we think we have a Shrine for a knockout, they get the Chaotic Swell to stop that, so we won't be able to put a Shrine in play for anything relevant. I guess, yeah, there's the Claw Slash. Not knocking us out, at the very least. That's good for us. But yeah, the Shrine, not going to be relevant. I'm going to bench a Jirachi, play a Cynthia. We're looking for a Tangela this turn. That's it. That's all we need is a Tangela. There he is. I'm going to go ahead and bench the Ditto instead. Throw out the Shrine. Alright, we'll get immediately bumped. There we go. Evil Admonition for the knockout. Draw a prize card. Is a Tangrowth. And a reset stamp. Both those, very good actually. We'll take both those. Those are super cool. We have one Shrine left that I would love to get into play as soon as possible. There's a knockout on our Hoopa. I think I want to send up the Absol here. Yeah, Absol should go up here. Draw for turn. Tangrowth. Tangela. Netball. Grass Energy. I think this is the turn we reset stamp our opponent. Yeah, reset stamp them right now. I'm gonna go ahead and attach to the Tangrowth. Play Lillie for 4 cards. Got some options. Alright, retreat. We got the Grass Knot for 40. We're gonna get another Grass Knot for 40 next turn, and then they'll knock us out the turn after, and then maybe that'll be enough to actually close out this Persian and then close out the game. They do have a Jirachi we might have to deal with. There's a reset stamp. We have plenty of time to find the cards we need. We also have plenty of supporters in the deck as we draw into a Cynthia. So I'm feeling okay about this one. If they can set up another Persian, that's where it becomes real bad for us. We'll see if they're able to do that. 120. Draw for turn is a great catcher, so just in case we need to chase this guy down. Cynthia for 6. Alright, definitely got some options here. There's that Shrine again. And Grass Knot for 40. Up 10 more from the Shrine. It's getting close here. But our opponent didn't do anything the last turn. We did reset stamp them this turn. They did nothing again this next turn. Or they did nothing on the whatever. They did nothing last turn. This turn, we're hoping they still do nothing. We get the knockout on this Persian. And then we're able to get the knockout on that Jirachi. And they don't find anything else around that. I was thinking about actually even tangle dragging up the Jirachi. And trapping it with the Absols. There's the hard retreat to the Jirachi. It means they must have a switch or something in the hand. There's no other reason to be doing this unless you have like a switch in the hand here. There's a Tate and Liza. They can switch back in. There's an unidentified fossil, so we could get item locked here in this next turn. There's the Tate and Liza shuffle draw for 5. We'll see what they grab here. There's a Judge Whistle. I'm nervous. We don't fully know what they have in their deck. They play Water Energy for some reason. We don't know what that's for. That could be for a bunch of different things. So that could come out of nowhere and hit us. There's the Recycle Energy. No switch back though, so we get to take out this Jirachi, and then we just have to deal with this Alolan Persian to win the game. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play this. Get rid of a Jirachi. Grab myself another Tangela just in case I need him. I'm gonna evolve to this Tangrowth. And then we are going to Grass Knot for the knockout here on the Jirachi. The Persian currently gets knocked out coming back into our turn from Shrine. I don't think they have another Mallow and Lana because of how they've been playing the game, and they got the one out of the prize cards, and now it's in the discard pile, so it's not in their deck. Unless they prize 2 Mallow and Lana, and on the last turn we reset stamped them. They drew a Mallow and Lana, but nope, there's the concession from our opponent, and we beat this wacky Persian deck in the first game. Incredibly strong start in this one. We got the Jirachi start, an Absol, and the Mew option with a Grass Energy and a Lillie, and our opponent mulliganed on top of everything else. So yeah, incredibly strong start. We'll see what they are actually playing. Lillie, Judge, Fighting Psychic, Cynthia. I had to guess, I would say Malamar. This matchup is close if our opponent knows exactly what to do. Otherwise, I think we're definitely favored. So we'll see if our opponent knows exactly what to do or not here in this one. Yeah, but generally pretty close. Get a mulligan draw here, which is nice. Ooh, Tangela. Perfect spot for that Grass Energy. Yeah, it is the Malamar. Gonna go ahead and start throwing everything down. Lillie for 5. Perfect. Decent draw there. Gonna go ahead and hit him up with the Stellar Wish next. The Escape Board is what we want. And just to make things a little bit more difficult for my opponent on their turn, I'm going to go ahead and grab another Absol here. Just a tad more difficult. This goes there. And pass over to my opponent. Yeah, pretty good turn 1 if I do say so myself. Yeah, can't really complain. I got that Tangrowth turn 2, double Absol to slow them down on the turn 1. And they might be starting off with as poor of a start as Filch turn 1. Looks like they're playing out their hand. All right, they got the Judge. Yeah, so I'm glad I put the Escape Board down. I almost didn't put the Escape Board down, but then I was like, I don't see a reason not to. May as well. All right, this hand not looking quite as good as we wanted to. But the Hoopa is pretty good in this matchup for sure. So having him access to him right now is not that bad. It's probably what we actually want to Lana's Fishing Rod for in this matchup is the Hoopa. It also means now if we Stellar Wish only into a Net Ball for the turn, we can still attack with the Hoopa at the very least. But Hoopa hitting this doesn't really do a whole ton, I guess. We can hit it for 30, which does, well, 30 damage, which isn't a whole ton for this matchup. And they could actually swing back with Copycat and hit us harder. So ideally, I just want to one-shot it with a Tangrowth. We'll see. That's a switch. Stellar Wish. There's a Cynthia. That could get us it. Grab the Cynthia. I'm going to throw the Hoopa in play and then play Cynthia here. Looking for that Tangrowth. Okay, we found him with the Communication. Going to get rid of the Mimikyu because that's probably the least relevant Pokemon to have access to out of those options. I mean, the Phione could be good. The second Jirachi probably not going to be very useful either, but I think the Mimikyu does the least potentially for us. And we do get that knockout. They do get to activate Spell Tag, which is kind of annoying. We want to generally avoid that, but they can put like 10 here. So now Giratina knocks him out, and they put the 3 somewhere else. Looks like they went for the 3 on the Mew. Yeah, Mew will be a pretty good prize for them later on. We actually want to try and use Mew in this matchup to deal with Malamars and stuff like that. That's our goal anyways. There is the Baby Blacephalon. He's also super annoying to deal with. They got a Lillie, so yeah, they're still cruising. Still got a lot of gas in the tank still, it looks like. Yeah, so the Babelcephalon going to be coming up. Probably not next turn. They don't want to use him next turn, but the turn after is probably when he's going to be making his way to the active. And then, yeah, we'll have to deal with that. The, what's it called? Fireworks Bomb. But we can knock it out with Hoopa, or we can knock it out with Tangrowth. Both of them knock him out. I guess if you had an escape board, it would be a little bit annoying for it to knock him out with Tangrowth. No, it should still be fine. Got a Shrine here. I think I would want a Viridian Forest in play. I don't want this in my hand. They do play stuff like Judge. Maybe they play Reset Stamp. So to play around that, we just don't want this in our deck, I don't think. Take this knockout on Miss Tina. Get our prize card. Netball for a Grass Energy is never bad. They're setting up the Babelcephalon right now. So they're getting aggressive with him to take out the Mew. I don't know how much I like this from my opponent. It doesn't really do anything because you'd rather just save him for the 3 prize turn, which is coming up on the next turn. My opponent should. I assume my opponent would, but they're being aggressive with him here. They're gonna use the Fireworks Bomb. Gonna get the knockout on the Mew. Probably set up the Hoopa to get knocked out by the Giratina. They are gonna be super far behind in the prize trade though, so yeah, I don't really know how much this actually does for our opponent. Feels a little weak. Yeah, it does not feel very strong. Very powerful of a play to set up for like a game-winning scenario. I feel like you want to get more value out of this Blacephalon. You could have knocked out my Jirachi plus the Mew, taking away my escape board pivot, which would have been pretty good. Knocking out the Mew is pretty good in this matchup because one of the best attackers in this matchup is actually the Malamar. So I actually can't knock out Malamar, which is funnily enough, I can't knock out Malamar. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, here we go. Fireworks Bomb. Yep, knock out Mew. They're gonna do it. Set up the Hoopa. The Hoopa is set up to be knocked out by Tina, which is good for them, I guess, but I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good about this one. I'm going to go ahead and calm away Jirachi. I'm going to get myself a third Absol in play. Completely limit my opponent's Stellar Wish options on their next turn. They did attach here, so I want to be a little bit more aggressive about that. That's fine. Grass Knot takes the knockout. We would have taken it out without this Absol, but yeah, I want to put him in play. Slow down this guy a little bit more. He's already slow enough for the most part, but I want to slow him down a little bit more if I possibly can, and that does it. So we're going to go ahead and slow him down a little bit more. There's the Jirachi send up. We also have the Phione for this matchup, which can be pretty good because if there is a spell tag on their active Pokemon, we can Phione it to the bench, and then we don't have to deal with spell tag. Spell tag is definitely something we don't want to knock out or give our opponent access to. So whenever that comes up, we definitely want to Phione it away. I definitely want them to actually give me access to Viridian Forest. I want Viridian Forest access. They probably shouldn't give it to us, but I don't know if they know that. So hopefully they put a Viridian Forest in play at some point, because I would love to utilize a Viridian Forest. That's for sure. I want a Viridian Forest, man. There are the Psychic Recharges coming in. We'll see if they have the switch to back up this Jirachi. They might not. There's a spell tag, and that's what we want to try and avoid with the Phione. Can't use the Phione this turn, but that's fine. There's a Tangela top deck. They do have the Reset Stamp in hand, so I'm actually going to go ahead and get a Grass and just throw it on the Hoopa right now, just to get him ready to go. I kind of want to Reset Stamp my opponent because they have a Reset Stamp, and I don't really need Reset Stamp anymore because of how far ahead we're going to be. And I have the second Reset Stamp as well. I'm not going to play the Lillie because we could get Reset Stamp next turn. We kind of have everything we need. I'm just going to go with the Grass Knot, take the knockout, 100 damage to the Jirachi, clean him up. They'll push up the Tina. Then we have the Hoopa response plus Phione. The great catchers do absolutely nothing for us. I mean, they do play the Tina Chomp. They do have the fighting energy here. Their deck box is also Psychic and Dragon. There we go. Viridian Forest. That's what I like to see. There's the Reset Stamp, though. So our Reset Stamp not quite working out how we wanted it to get rid of their Reset Stamp. But it's fine. It's really not that big of a deal. And we are in an okay spot here. We still have the Jirachi, which is the important part. We just need to take 2 prize cards. We're very geared up to be able to do. The Hoopa is guaranteed a prize card next turn. I would prefer to not pop his spell tag. So I am going to try and find Phione. Push this out of the way. Knock out a Malamar with the Hoopa because it is doing 90 damage right now. They do have 4 abilities in play, so it is hitting for the 90 damage. So hopefully we push the Giratina out of the way, knock out a Malamar instead. Although now that they're setting up a Malamar, nah, we'd still do that. And then look to set up a Tangrowth to get through our last prize card. All right, go Jirachi. We'll see what our top deck is. We'll see what our Stellar Wish gives us. Another Grass Energy. Stellar Wish. There's a Cynthia. That's perfect. If we have to take out the Giratina, it's not going to be that big of a deal with the Hoopa. Malamar can't actually knock out Hoopa, so that's kind of cool. All right, this guy comes down. I'm going to have Viridian Forest away Jirachi, just get another grass out of the deck. Make chances of us top decking a little bit better because it doesn't conflict with the rest of the stuff going on in the hand. Retreat, and then we'll hit him with that evil admonition for 180. Take that knockout on the Giratina. And like I said, we just got to get through one of these Malamars now to win the game. And they pretty much have to attack with Giratina because Malamar into Hoopa isn't very good for our opponent. Doesn't quite take a knockout on the Hoopa. Only hits us for 40 damage, actually. So they'd have to hit us 3 times to actually knock out this Hoopa. And by then, we would have knocked out the Malamar. So they definitely need to go with something else that is not Malamar here. But if they go with Giratina, we do knock them out with a Tangrowth. But I guess if they can find, maybe they play multiple reset stamp. They are playing a pretty heavy hand disruption Malamar build. It looks like they got Judge. They got 2 reset stamps. That looked like a Trevnor to me. Oh no, it is a Trevnor. Uh-oh. This could get annoying for sure. Did not expect the Trevnor to be making its way down, but we still have our, what's it called? Lana's Fishing Rod, so we can actually get Hoopa back, and I don't think we're going to one-shot him. They have 4 abilities. We can do 180, so we can hit it hard with the Tangrowth and then clean it up with a Hoopa, or just hit it twice with Tangrowth even would be fine. But let's see if they have a reset stamp or a Judge to back up this Trevnor. Yeah, I guess I should have kind of assumed Trevnor was in here when we saw the Judge and the reset stamp. Really makes no sense. Excuse me, to play Trevnor if you don't play the reset stamp as well. We do just have 1 prize card here, and they did put a 4th ability in play with the Giratina. So actually, if we get Hoopa plus Phione, we do just win the game. If we can find Hoopa and Phione in the same turn, we win the game. So yeah, we'll see what happens. They are down the 1 reset stamp. They definitely play at least 1 Judge. They actually maybe just don't play any other stuff to utilize the Trevnor. It might just be the 1 Judge, 1 stamp. Sometimes you just see the 1 stamp with the Trevnor. I rarely ever see 2 stamp in Malamarch because that gets to the point where it's like, well, it's getting a little clunky here, guys. What are we doing? There is a Ultra Necrozma as well. So they are playing all the GXs in here. And that'll be, I mean, they can currently clean up 2 Pokemon on the next turn. There goes our Switch and our what's it called. But if we evolve this, we should be safe from the what's it called. And not have to worry about it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and Viridian Forest away a Great Catcher because we have 2 left in the deck. And then I'm going to go ahead and play Cynthia. Draw some cards. Okay, got some options here. Evolve to the Tangrowth. Maybe I should have kept that Great Catcher actually because we could have 2-shot this thing. Yeah, maybe I should have kept that Great Catcher. Oops. My bad. Alright, Stellar Wish. I'm gonna grab the Lillie. Oh goodness, this one is getting kind of close. It actually might come down to a, what's it called here? What do I even want to call it? It might come down to a sudden death. We could actually see a sudden death coming up here. We'll see what my, because if my opponent takes a knockout here, no, if I knock him out with Tangrowth, I win the game. Alright, so it's not going to come down to a sudden death if I can just knock out next turn. So we'll see. I should have kept that. I don't know why I got rid of that Great Catcher. That was a mistake. Getting rid of Great Catcher right there was a mistake. Because this could go to the bench and then we're going to want to bring it back up. But if it goes to the bench, I guess there's nothing that they could send up that I wouldn't just knock out anyways. There's an Ultra Necrozma. I guess that I can't knock out. Actually, 1, 2, 3. It's got 2 retreat costs, so about 5. If I get the 4th Absol plus the Tangrowth, I actually one-shot that, I think. So never mind. We can do it, actually. We can one-shot the Ultra Necrozma. If they do, but they can't retreat this thing. This thing's got 6 retreat costs, so they need the Switch. So if they get the Switch and the Metal Energy and everything else. Alright, well, they got the Metal. I actually didn't see that. They do have the Metal. There's Psychic Recharging to it. They have the Switch, but we could get 4th Absol and we get the knockout. We only have 1 Communication left. We have 2 Rosa left, so we could Stellar Wish first to try and find the Rosa. Send up an Absol, use the Switch just in case we have to use Lillie instead. Get the 4th Absol, put him up to 6 retreat cost. And then we'll hit for 190? Exactly, I think, actually. There's a Tina Chomp. No bench space for him, though, so that's not going to be relevant. Not that it ever would be relevant anyways if they could use him, I don't think, so. Here we go. Alternate Cross is making his way active. What's going on? Nope. It's going to be the Night Watch. So there's 2 cards I want to keep in my hand. I want to keep the Lillie and the Tangrowth. They did not get the Tangrowth, so we are going to win this one, actually. We're just going to go send up Jirachi, evolve to Tangrowth, and, well, we can just go ahead and send up Tangela, actually, and just evolve to Tangrowth here. I think if we had kept the Lillie or the Tangrowth, though, we would have won. And even then, if we whiffed, we have Stellar Wish. We could grab Rosa. We could get another draw supporter into a Tangrowth, so I wasn't really too worried about that one. And we're going to get the dub here over this Malamar deck. Definitely a good matchup. The Trevnor makes it a little bit awkward at the end of the game for sure, but not awkward enough to the point where we don't just win. If we got a good start, we got a good start, slowed our opponent's knockouts down, and that's going to be a dub over the Malamar. And that's going to do it for this updated Tangrowth list, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.